Thank you for watching A Touch of Tarot. I have my cards around me. I'm sitting at my couch right now. I hope you're all doing really well. Thanks for joining me. The thing is, the reason why I just did this, I just decided to do this right now, is because the 144 number. I've already saw this number 4 times today. Maybe I've saw it without even noticing it, but it's everywhere. And then the last video I did for Sagittarius was 14 minutes and 44 seconds. And I was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? No words needed. I like that one. And I'm just like, what is going on with this 144 stuff? I gotta tell you, today I do feel that we are going to be tested a little bit, and it's extremely important, as always, to keep your energy levels high. But I do feel like there's some tests coming our way. The moon has just passed now, technically. The full moon was last night. Or it's probably happening right as we're speaking. Who knows? Maybe it happens at 1:44 today. Anyhow, I was doing the cards. I was shuffling the cards, and look at what I got. I forgot this card even exists in this deck. And I'm like, whoa, this has more to do. Good morning, everyone. Is it good morning? Is it morning time where you all are? Over here, it's noon right now. But that's cool that everyone's like, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much. Let me try to focus because it's already Mercury retrograde. I'm already having issues with that. And I'm trying to just stay focused. So 1 second. So when this card came out, what it says is the fairy guide. And when I looked up in the book what it said, what caught my attention was that the words direct communication. Now, it's not talking necessarily about direct communication with your masculine or your feminine or anything like that, but I use the words and I go on that. And what this tells me is this is your opportunity to literally create exactly what you want. You do have direct communication coming into you from your guides right now. And mind if I'm speaking off or whatever, I'm telling you, I'm really affected by the energies right now. But more importantly, you can write this however you want it. It is the time now. You can draw the picture that comes in that would be in this card. You can draw it however you want, but the time is now, because there was something else that caught my attention in the description. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, please note, used to working that way with them. It's a rewarding experience. Yeah, no, but there was something here that caught my attention. It was things can change rapidly. There was something like that written in here. I don't see it. But basically it was saying things can change at any time. And how I played that out is that if you don't start writing your picture and start really truly deciding what you want, things will just change on you. They're just going to anything's going right now. So it's really important for us to actually be extremely focused and have the vision, have the goal, have it in your mind and focus on it. So the next card of this deck, the Fairy of Swords. But what this just tells me is about communication once again. And one thing I love is that the card underneath that is the Soul Shrinker in reverse. So, there's no more hiding your special self. There's no more hiding your soul, your true purpose. It is time to come out, and no matter how messy it is, no matter how wild of a dream it is, and it's time to write your story out. And it's no joke. I'm telling you right now, it's no joke. Have courage. We have the Singer of Courage. Now, we have this extra slow-moving energy here. And what this tells me, and when I saw it, what I thought is that it doesn't matter how slow of a pace you're moving, but get moving, get doing something. And if I were you, I wouldn't move too slow because, as I said, things can change rapidly, especially if you don't have a form, if you don't have a vision, if you're not set on what you want. Singer of Intuition. So I'm just going to stop here and start pulling from the tarot deck. Use your intuition. I already shuffled this tarot deck. The card it stopped on, which I thought was perfect, was the Sun. And it's paint that picture. Even if it's just happiness, even if that's what your goal is, even if that's all that you put there, do something and trust the process, okay? Make a decision and stick to it. Let's see what the cards are saying, because I want to know, like, all this 144, what is it about? Really, what is it about? I know it has to do with union. And the nice thing is, the card after this in the book would be the card of union. It's unity card. You paint the picture, you get the union type of thing. I like coming on here at this time. Oh, the Sag reading. Yes, I just did the Sag reading because that was requested. That was nice of you guys to request it and made it easier for me. Yeah, I saw that already, that 9 thing, the spiritual number. Someone wrote that. Hi. Sorry, let me just focus here for 1 second though. Okay, I want to know what's going on with this 144, with all of these messages coming out here. 6 of Rods, 3 of Pentacles. So we have the 8 of Swords. I love this 8 of Swords. If you've ever heard me describe this card, this woman has grown. This is like the Queen of Swords looking back at her younger self, looking back at her old self, looking back at where she came from, at what she was. And you know what the other part that I love about this card is that she's looking in the mirror at a reflection. And it's almost like she hasn't lost that part of her. She doesn't forget. But she freed herself too. This is the best 8 of Swords ever, because look at this sword in between this woman's leg. It's like all she has to do is nudge a little and she got out of it. She got herself out of it and she took her power back. So we start there with this woman that looks back at herself like, wow, I've come through so much. Maybe it's the last 8 months. Maybe you've been in this process. Probably, like, I feel like I've been in this process for about 8 to 10 years. But the point is, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I've grown so much. And it happened right before my eyes, like so quickly, I didn't even notice it. And over here, we have this energy, the 2 of Pentacles. For some reason, I thought I saw 3. Oh, wow, that's really interesting, because for some reason, I thought I saw 3. And this could be saying, actually, that, you know, 3 has gone to 2. I'm noticing this person has an audience. This is all about people seeing something, because look at, they both have an audience. This is a masculine energy. I really feel like it's serious masculine energy. Someone's extremely excited. So here, let's clarify all of this stuff here in a sense. So I'm asking about the 144 and this union connection. What it's showing right now is that we have 2 people, you know, one of them, this female, she's looking back at herself, reminiscing about everything she's gone through. And we have this masculine energy who for some reason is really excited. It's like he's made a decision. He's accomplished something. So have they both accomplished something? Is that what this has to do with? That would make sense. Let's see. Let's ask more about the 144 and all of this union stuff that's happening right now. We have the blank slate, and it's at the perfect time, right after the full moon. Combination of the gray shot with the nightgown. Nice combination with the gray shot with the nightgown. Sure. Thanks, but I don't have time right now I don't know. I just don't have time. If you're like, no, don't compliment me right now, because I'll just block you. I have no idea if it's positive or negative. And happy Disha. Whose birthday? Disha. Hello, I've been seeing 144 like crazy. The thing is, I can't ignore it, you know, because it's getting a little scary. That happens with me when the numbers start, like, you know, I've already saw it about 3 or 4 times now in an hour, and it starts to get to me, or I'm like, oh no, like what the heck is going on? And then when I did the Sagittarius reading and I saw the 144 again, I was just like, I don't know. This is weird. It's how many times am I going to be seeing it again today, yesterday, day before? And it comes in every which way. Like, I'll look on someone's Instagram and see the 144 followers or something like that, or the phone 1044, something like that. The license plate. Oh my gosh, license plate galore. It's like every license plate might as well say it. So we have 2 people that have overcome stuff here. We have the 6 of Cups. See what's on the bottom here. with the Two of Cups at the bottom. Let's look into this, because I was just going to say, she's sitting alone. And I'm looking at these cups over here, and I was just about to look into it and get into that message there. But I'm like, she's sitting alone, but it's not for long. This is crazy, guys. And it's almost like this woman has come so far. It's like they almost have the same energy in a sense. It's just happy. This one looks extra, extra happy. I don't know why, but they're at peace. They've accomplished something, both of them. This one may be more in the limelight, this masculine energy, this feminine energy. She may not be so out there or so well known. This masculine, and this is something we pick up with the masculines. A lot of them, like, first of all, a lot of them are famous. A lot of them are doing stuff like big things. And some of us, we know that. Some of us know it because of the readings we do. I'm Queen of Cups. I'm seeing the numbers to the point where I just have to do a video right now because I just made a video that turned out to be 144. It was so weird. Like, even I transferred some money from my PayPal account yesterday, and it didn't transfer the amount that I said. Like, I said to transfer the money. It didn't transfer the right amount. I don't know how it came up with this, but it had transferred. I think it was $144.40. It was like 44444. So now I'm seeing fours almost in like 4 times or 5 times longer, instead of just 144. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened there? I just said transfer my money from my account, and it turned into that. And I'm like, holy, like, this is getting crazy. So I don't know everything that's happening, but I know it has to be with union. And then when I see the numbers now, because I'm seeing it so often, it just like backs me up and makes me feel good, like something's happening, but it's still not quite happening all the way. So I'm like, what the frig is going on here? So tell us more. What's this whole situation? And it does have to do with everything all of the tarot readers are picking up on. And I stopped at the sun again, and I love that. But this woman filled her own cups, and look what she did. Because there's 3 cups in front of her, 4, 5, 6. She filled some of the cups. This is what I pick up here. She filled her own cups, but some of them she didn't fill. And it's almost like she left room to receive. So she loved herself and just left it like, I'm going to love myself. I'm not going to have expectations. And, this other person comes in with the cup type of thing. Let's see. We've been seeing all those as well. Yeah. But this is really big, and he's ashamed of himself. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. What's going on? Sorry, I don't have time to watch everyone's conversations, guys. Sorry. He'll definitely be back together in your arms again. Thank you. Very positive. Okay, I think you guys are having nice conversations. I thought someone's saying something mean to someone. Okay, so let's see. And yeah, sometimes, sorry, I erase a message. Like, I don't know if it's nice or not. I'm not trying to be rude. There's a lot to do all of it. I just saw 1333. Oh no, I just saw it. That's so weird. I just thought I saw it, and then I saw it. This is going on, huh? This really is. Those are my numbers. 133 were my original numbers that got me thinking about things. It started with the 111, but then when I started seeing 133 everywhere, this is so long ago, I was like, what the heck is that? I actually never figured out what 133 is to me, but it's definitely, I don't know, I see it everywhere. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting. So I'm stopping at the King of Wands. But look at this. Now, what is this going to tell us? This is 8 of Cups, right? But there's the Lovers here. And it's almost the sunny background. And there's someone walking off. You cannot see if it's man, woman, or what. Grandpa. I almost feel, I don't know, I'm going to clarify before I get into that. Someone's sad about this connection. It could be even like this King of Rods here, because, they both have. Someone's sad about something. Let's clarify. They both have a rod. Interesting. Okay, let's clarify. Whoa, that came out real quickly and it's in reverse. Four of Swords, and the Strength card at the bottom. Oh, wow. Hermit, because that's what that's looking like to me, the Hermit almost. But it's like that same energy. It's like someone woke up from resting state. This is the same person here. This is really interesting. I'm going to need to look at this for a second, because I don't know if this is a backstory, but I am starting to feel that this is a feminine energy. And it's almost like at some point, the feminine had to walk away, either from the connection, maybe because the masculine was in a situation with someone. And this is her. I almost feel like she had to go back to her like childhood, to her inner self, to something like that, and heal herself. Because remember, we have this. It's almost that type of an energy here, but why this would come up, she had the strength to go back and heal herself. She went within. And then what? Because I'm asking about like the union. What's going on? Is it telling us the story of how we got here and what we had to do? What we had to walk away from? Now we have a huge group of cards here. I don't want to take them all, though they're very interesting. We have the sun, the moon. Yeah, okay, let's just take them all. I have to clear my energy from the Sagittarius reading, because when I'm seeing this card, I remember the Sagittarius reading had a karmic reading, and they had this karmic energy there. So I have to erase those thoughts. So anyhow, wow, this is like a huge message, but I don't know why it's so focused on explaining to the feminines what you've come through and what you've healed. But there is an energy here about like everything you've come through, and it's harsh. And when I even like just feeling the energy right now, it's like to be honest, I almost have the feeling like the masculine doesn't deserve it. But that's just my like, because I'm picking up on the energy here. Like, look at what you've come through, right? You had to I do feel like this is the feminine that had to walk away from the third party situation. For many of you, that's what you did. And you did go back. You had to go backwards. You had to heal yourself. There's medicine here. There's a spoon here. You had to heal yourself. That's crazy. And when I look at this masculine, and it's not showing, we're going to ask, what did he have to do? Because he made the decision. He got, the third party energies out of there. He's happy about his decision. He's ready to announce it to the world type of thing. But what really did he have to go through? We're going to check that out in a second. So this pile of cards that came out, I like the first three right off the bat because they make a lot of sense together. I don't know if I take the other two. Four of Wands. So now, after all of this shit that's happened, these two people get to be together with more people. There's a community here. This is a community vibe. And it's like the masculine, feminine energy collide. You were sick in the hospital for 7 years, were you? Pre-eclipse energy wreaking havoc. Yeah, relaxation is important. Advanced touching. The masculine keeps sleeping with her. Let's face facts. That's not facts at all. For those of you, don't listen to people that talk like that, because I do the readings. These people are leaving and exiting these situations. Sure, for some of you, your masculine sleeping with the woman still. Yes, obviously. I'm not going to get into what I'll suggest about that, but for more of the people that I'm talking about right now, your masculine is moving forward. There are people still living under the same household or still like very closely connected. unable to fully cut the ties. Yes, that happens. But trust me, for the masculine, for many people, the person they were with drove them crazy, you know, and it's not a bad thing. It was their lessons to be learned. And for many of them, there is no sexual chemistry there. Like, don't doubt it, okay? Don't doubt that. There is that possibility. It does happen. It has happened. I've done readings for people. They've had divorces now. Like, they've moved on to have their connection. Don't let people, like petty people, or like, I don't know, negative advanced touch, like your advanced touch talking so negatively about unions. No, they're not all going back sleeping with the karmics, but they're not all ready to move forward either. Okay, so just don't let that stuff cloud your judgment. Trust me, there's stuff going on right now, especially right now. And I'm in it. So I know for facts. So crazy. DM had to learn lessons. Let's ask about what the DM had to learn, because that's true. And we do have, you know, the last two cards that came out there, it is a little bit about a sneaky energy and trying to, you know, I don't even look at the Seven of Swords as always sneaky. But here, this person is clearly trying to save money. Now, this could just be the masculine energy, even though it's coming up as the Queen of Pentacles too. There could be different variations from the King and Queen of Pentacles. Maybe your masculine has these variations. But these two cards together, it shows a man, you know, hiding his money or maneuvering his money around. It shows here all behind this queen is all harvest and money and valuables. So this could be about someone who had to figure out a money situation, but we're going to get further into that. We do need to rest. Yeah, I'm resting. All right. I had a great full moon night last night. I ended up having like the wildest night of my life. It all turned out great, and I may have made some business connections. We'll see. So the Five of Pentacles. One more card. Okay. This brings us back. Look at where this brings us back to. Remember we had this reading the other day about the masculine telling the karmic, come out, like come into the real world. We're not happy together. That's both. Here he is waiting for her, for the karmic, okay? He's literally waiting for her to come out and realize she doesn't have to hang on to him, that she can come out and enjoy her life too. You missed a lot. It's okay though. You can, this will be staying up. So when I see the Five of Pentacles here, it's almost like this could be both of them. They were both trying to figure out how they're going to deal with their money. Maybe they were both going through, maybe this is telling us exactly what he was going through. Maybe him and his karmic situation, his current situation, we can call her instead of a karmic. Maybe they were married. Maybe they both had to figure out, you know, they're both kind of hoarding money here. We have two energies of this hoarding money. And with the Five of Pentacles, it's like they were both out in the cold. Like they both, something to do with money, something to do with not feeling the best about a situation, right? And then something to do with, here we go. And I feel that this is calling us back to that last reading, which was, I don't know, a week ago. And the masculine was like, I'm good. I've healed. I've released the anger. I'm in a happy spot. Karmic woman or whoever it is, you know, baby mama or whoever, please come out and join me. You know, come out and join me in this spot. So let's see. Tell us more about what this masculine, what is he so victorious about? What is he so victorious about? Ten of Rods, King of Cups, because he's let go of something. He's gone through this stage, done, completion of this cycle. The clouds, you know, look at how crappy that is. These cards are awesome because they really give me, I feel an energy, because it's like, this is shit. This is crap. This is terrible energy to have. Why was he feeling like that? Who knows? We'll ask, but he's definitely gotten himself together. King of Cups, you know? I love that Ace of Pentacles card. So why? Why the Ten of Rods? What happened? What more happened besides all of that? Like besides all that money issue? Eight of Rods. Ten of Pentacles. So severing of ties with this family connection. This can be a masculine that had children. This could be what was tormenting him, to have to go and deliver this notice, deliver this paperwork, take that effort, move forward with the decision to cut this out. That could be what was going on. But I want to go, and we're back at the King of Rods again. I want to go back into like the lovey-dovey stuff and see what's going on. So basically, you guys both came through a lot of crap. It looks like it was two totally different situations, because the masculine situation looks like it involved family, money, real big time karmic ties with another person, where the feminine situation, it looks like she was dealing with karma with herself. It looks like you were dealing with healing yourself, feminines, where his had a whole family involved in it, or a whole like big group involved in it. So that's kind of interesting. All for the same reason, all for that love. Did I miss love? Way too many cards. This Ace of Rods wants to keep on showing itself. So I'm just going to announce this. She's happy. Okay, just remember that she's balanced. She's happy. She's zen. Zen is my new word. Everything is just like, I'm just like, be zen. It's just an easy description for what I'm trying to say. Like, she's zen. So tell us more. Where's this going with this Two of Cups? This masculine, feminine energy, this Four of Wands energy. What's happening here? Let's see what we have. We have the Page of Wands, a lot of fire energy, and the Nine of Cups. So someone sees happier days ahead. Someone is ready for the future. Like if you're looking at it the way I'm looking at it, they're looking towards the future. This is that masculine energy. He's ready to step up. He may be doing stuff to step up because there's levels. He's on a box on top of another box, just to look over and see. And it's like, you know, this could also be saying people are about to see you be very happy with your masculine. You know, everyone's watching type of thing. Nine of Cups, wishes come true here. Keep in mind at the beginning of the reading, for those of you who just joined, this was the first card. It's a time right now to paint your picture, to draw your picture out, to know exactly what you want, and to focus on it, and to make it happy at the same time. Because I couldn't find it in the book, but I had read something and it said, like, things are changing rapidly. So basically what the message is if you don't know what you want, things will just keep on like going on their own pace and doing their own thing. It's very important right now. Nobody is the only one. What does that mean? What does nobody is the only one? Queen of Cups, High Priestess just fell out. Nobody is the only one. What does that mean? I don't know. But please keep everything in English as well. Sorry, guys. I'm just blocking remarks. I don't have time to I don't know what's going to come up. This is such a good time. There was something else, and I'm just remembering it now. It's just about, it had to do with this painting, this picture thing. It's like deciding clearly what you want, but it's almost about your new self now too. Now is the time to do that. With the moon that just passed, remember it's a partial eclipse. So I believe that there's going to be another eclipse in 2020. I think January, I'm not sure. Okay. But I'm just picking this, I just think that this is what's going on. I don't know for sure if this is happening, but there is going to obviously be another eclipse at some point. And I feel like the partial eclipse, as I said, it's getting rid of some stuff and not everything. But I feel when the next full eclipse comes around, it's almost like that's the the final seal. So I'm not quite sure when the next eclipse is, but I feel like there's going to be something that seals it together. You know, now it's fully what's out is out. Signs, and both they are my twins, and that makes it worse. I have to watch signs and both feel like they are my twins, and that makes it worse. That makes a lot of sense because, you know, a false twin, for me, I'll tell you, a false twin, you think that that's the one. That is the challenge. You really, but you know, that's the thing. You have to, like, you know, deep inside, you have to ask yourself in your heart, especially if you have two and you're sure that one of them is your twin, then you should know, like, who isn't the twin. And it's very important if you're dealing with a situation like that to eliminate one. Don't spread your energy to two people and then be confused and all this stuff. It's just important. But yeah, like, you know, the false twin is, and this is the thing. I have another reader. Damn, I'm supposed to contact her today or yesterday. Anyhow, there's another reader, and her theory on it, we speak privately all the time. Her theory on it, I don't fully agree, but she, you know, she has her theory and I'm open to it, is that your twin flame would probably be the worst of the two. This is her theory. Your twin flame will do the worst stuff to you because it's, you know, the biggest test. And she says, the person you feel, this is her opinion. I don't fully agree, to be honest. But she says the person you feel the stronger connection to is a soulmate, because she says there has to be some sort of recognition for you guys to get together to deal with your soul contracts. That's why you're like, oh, I know him, or, oh, I recognize him. For me, that's not exactly what I believe at all. I believe the one that treats you worse is not your twin flame. Like, if it's really bad, I don't think that that's your twin flame for me. I think that's the one you have like a serious karmic contract with, because you really think that that person is the one. And the lesson is, can you let go of someone that isn't 100% for you, but you really feel like, oh, there's so much potential? You know, you may think that you're going to marry that person. You're probably with the person that isn't the one. Like, you know, like you've probably truly been with them in a sense, almost like a relationship. Because the twin flames are kind of what I feel coming into union now, though they've been in this like wibble wobble, but I haven't personally dated my twin. I don't know if many of you have. I don't think many of us have at that point. So the person you were dating that, you know, you're unsure about, maybe the false one. Maybe, you know, the twin is the one you're not in union with. You know, it's so confusing. Yeah, but you'll know one day. One day you'll know. You might get a voice that tells you, like, he's not the one. He might do something and you're just like, no. I'm telling you, yes, you can have hard times with your twin, but I almost wanted to say right there is that your twin is classy. Something like that, like graceful. No matter how fucked up the things are that they're doing, like, you know, staying with a karmic or whatever it may be, there's some sort of like elegance in the communication with your twin, where the false one, they might just be very trash in the way, in their mannerisms, you know? Will the universe be bombarding me with synchronicities related specifically? You know, I don't understand why that happens, just another dreamer. But I will tell you, years ago, when I was with my false twin and I would ask for signs, I would get them. Not that he was a false, that he was important, like something, you know, because I'd be like, okay, if I'm meant to be with him, he'll call me right, like today. And instead of just today, I see 144 again. Instead of it happening today, it would happen right then. And I'm like, whoa, like that's definitely my guy. Like that must be a sign. But I actually knew in my heart he wasn't moving at a pace that someone that cares about me would move. He was trying to keep his situation under control. And that's not, like, if he cared about me and saw a future with me, he would have moved faster. And then one day I literally just got the message. He is not the one. He is never going to change and you have to leave him. Like, just like that. Like, he's not the one. He's not the one. Like, what are you doing? And literally right after I left, it wasn't even hard. And then literally right after that, I met my twin. It was really weird. And I'll tell you, I'm the type of person, if I leave a relationship, I could be single for a year easily after. Like, I would never jump into something normally, ever. I could be single for years. I could be single for months after a relationship. I am not the person, because I'm heartbroken and I'm hurt. And I did have to take a long time to get over that situation because I thought my false twin was the one. Even though there was stuff about him I wasn't cool with. But I still, like, well, we have a lot in common. I'm comfortable with him. Like, I felt safe with him and comfortable in his arms. And he was charming. And it kept me around. He was a good cook. But I'll tell you, I have always heard the voice in my head so far with every ex, and the voice says, they're not the one. They're not the one. So listen for that voice, because I honestly have heard it with every single person I've ever dated prior to what's going on in my life presently. So it's there. And it's just like a little voice. It just says, like, I heard it with my fiance. I heard it with every single one. And I remember with my fiance was such a sweet guy. And I didn't care. I'm like, I don't care if he's not the one. I'll stay with him. That's what I was saying, because he was such a sweetheart. He was like a big teddy bear. And the universe was like, hell no. That's when the universe kicked my fucking ass. And that's when I went through my dark night of the soul. The universe was like, hell fucking no. And it was so harsh. The way that ended, the way everything ended with that person, it was so harsh. It was bad. It put me into like suicidal depression for months. And at those times, I didn't know about twin flames. That was before my falls. I didn't even know about twin flames. I was like, I just wanted, my engagement and my marriage and, that. I didn't know. But once that separation happened there and that huge tower moment happened, this is when I started learning about twin flames. This is when I met the false, who was really just a catalyst to my test, to my lesson. Like, are you going to stay with someone that isn't 100%? Like, it in your gut, And I knew when I had to leave, but it still took months to get over my falls. That's why I say some people, you should expect like an 8-month true period to truly release, because it takes like 8 months. And it wasn't just with my fiance, like it was with my karmic too. Like, it took months to fully cut the cords. And I felt the cord. I remember when I felt the cord cut. I actually told you guys, because I remember it. It was so weird. I was sitting on my couch in my last place where I used to live. Like, I've moved around a lot. You guys have saw this. And I just all of a sudden felt like my stomach expanded. Like, even doing that right now, do that. Put your hands here like this and let it go. That's what I felt. And don't even do it too tight, because it wasn't tight. It was just like all of a sudden a little loose. And I'm like, oh my God, the cords got cut. Yeah. And, and the karmics, not only do they bring the worst out of you, there's no healing in it. Like, there is, but I don't know how to explain it. It's, if me and my masculine have an argument, right off the bat, I start trying to process and take in the lessons. And I know he's not going anywhere. I know I don't have to worry like that. But it's a different type of way. Like, we don't argue, first of all. We don't argue, him and I. We are very zen, and anything we have that's like, we conversate, my masculine and I. We discuss, we communicate. He's a master communicator. I love that about him. And he is so calming, which is beautiful. The other person, the other guy, if there was an argument, he would literally just walk off on me and set me off. And then I'd be like calling him like 50 times, and freaking out. And then he'd be coming back. And the funny thing is, with the karmic, I could never get rid of him for so long. He would, even after like 6 months, I remember our first no talking was about 6 months, I think, or 5 months. And he still popped up again. And then, it tests you because you're in between this whole other situation with someone who you are into, but they're runners. And you're like, maybe I should just go hang out with the karmic because, at least he's around and da 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 da. No, don't. And I did hang out with him, but I did not have sex with him again. And that drove him crazy. But now I won't even hang out with him. I won't nothing him. Like it's cut. I've learned my lesson. And you can't keep your exes around. You just can't. So for those of you that like to keep friends with everyone, I would start cutting them because they hinder your forward movement. There's strings attached to these people. And it's 1044. Awesome. So we get to see the number again. I don't know if that's a feeling real one, but I feel like I'd die if I never got to truly be with the Taurus. And I don't know if that's the feeling that's the real one. Well, see, this is the thing, though. You got to get to a spot where, you know what I feel? And I said it recently. I say it like very recently all the time. If me and my twin me and my masculine are separated now, like for whatever reason, if he has to go, I'm so happy. We had, even if like it's only been a year of, our own style of craziness, I've learned so much. I've become a better person. And it makes me sad to even think about it, actually. But if he had to go, I don't feel like I'm going to die. But with people like, that I wasn't meant to be with, I had an unhealthy attachment to them where I might say something like that. And I understand you can say that for a twin too, because you're like, Frig, I'm madly in love with this person. But to be honest, personally, I do feel like I know who my twin is. I do feel like I have that, like, I know who it is. And I've gotten to this spot now after all this healing that if for any reason he has to go, well, then he has to go. And he has his own mission to do too. So, we're both people that are here to help the world. And my masculine's awesome. Like he literally says, I build humans. That's what he says. Not about me, about himself. If you ask him, like, what's his job? He builds humans in the sense that he wants to grow good human beings. And that's what he does. It's pretty amazing. 4-7, you're seeing the 4-7s all the time. But yeah, I get the whole, like, you feel like you die, but I've had those feelings and they're unhealthy. And I had them, let's just say it doesn't have to be with an unhealthy person, but at an unhealthy time in my life where I needed to, like, give more to myself. Because now, as I said, if he has to go, it's funny, like, nothing's coming up. But if he has to go, there's reasons for it. And I trust also, see the King of Cups at the bottom, but I also trust, this is what I feel. Like, let's just say me and my masculine did have to separate and he had stuff to do and, like, that was it. And I'm going to be calm about it. I would think that in, like, within 20 years, we're going to be back together. And I know it's a long time and I know it's ridiculous, but you go live your life. But yeah, I feel like no matter what, at some point, because him and I have actually been in physical union, we know who we are. So, there's some people that never met the person they're calling their twin and all of that stuff. I don't know much about all of that because I didn't get the signs about, like, dream. I didn't vision my twin. I hear people say, I had the dreams of them before they came, or I was told he's coming, like, to see me tomorrow. My twin, I'm going to finally meet him tomorrow, or something like that. I didn't have all that. So I don't relate to that, but I do have that telepathic communication now. Well, as much I feel like they're never, not just when he's not sitting there, but if we never come into union, never, not just when he's gone, just sitting there, but if we never come into union, I'm just reading I can definitely imagine your twin is your ex-husband. For sure. There's some people out there that when you know about this, like, you don't even want your twin. You want your soulmate. You want that person that it's, like, easy breezy. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh. Okay. Now let's see what we have. Wow. So like we have this strong, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Really? Oh boy. What's going on here? Well, this is a totally different deck. So this could be a totally different message. And we have this energy of this. This is my energy of a masculine fighting his dark and his light side. We have the light-haired woman just so happens to be on the light side, and the dark-haired woman just so happens to be on the dark side. So this is about a masculine here. Let's look into this, who is fighting with himself again. We've had this story, because he's tied to a connection at home. 4 of Wands, or the Lover's card. But this Lover's card is about like literally being tied. Yeah, it's possible for him to also be your soulmate, for sure. That's why I can't stand the whole title thing of it. But it helps me understand what I'm learning here on this journey. But I wish that there was no titles. It's just like the one I love the most should be the title. The one I love the most. The one I want. So we have this thing here, this situation. We have a heart decision, a woman, a feminine, the Queen of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles here. We have this masculine fighting with his dark sides, fighting with his heart and his mind. Do I stick where I'm financially invested already? Do I stick where I had tied myself to and built a foundation and built roots? But look at, if we were just using this house as an analogy, that isn't a safe house to stick around in forever. It's built in a tree. It's like up in the clouds. You know what I mean? But this person has tied himself to this situation, possibly because they have a child, possibly because he has childhood issues of attachment issues. That just came out. But you know what? It's very true. It could be very, very true. Both people could have childhood issues of attachment. Why did I say attachment? But, we usually say abandonment, but attachment issues. This person could have attachment issues, and they've been attached to this person for some time now. But, the foundation, come on. It's a house. It's nice you built a house, but you built it in a tree, my man. So I would put that on the ground type of thing. But, so let's see what's going on. This is, this is a repeat story. This is, I guess, maybe there's someone here new that has to hear this. This is the 6 of Pentacles. Taking care. This person, this masculine, likes to take care of people. He likes to give to people. That's the type of action. He's very independent. Look at him here. He's here alone. Ace of Wands. And once again, he's tied. There's ties all around here. So this is a masculine that we're talking about that has ties. It can be with the woman. It doesn't mean that anything's extra happy. It looks happy because they were happy when they did it. But if it was very happy, this masculine wouldn't be here. Taking care, responsibilities, kids, family, whatever it may be. But literally tied to this. There's things that this masculine, whoever this message is for, there's almost like things this man has to do on a daily basis or something like that. Because this is the wand. This is about action. And this is like in and out, tying, weaving, in and out. Like same thing. Got to go to work. Got to go home. Got to get the kids. Got to do all this type of stuff. It's bringing this masculine down, to be honest, because he's not happy. It would be better for him to leave a situation he's not happy in and go do his responsibilities with happiness. Tell us more. Oh, Queen of Wands, huh? What is this? So now we have 3 queens on the table. Interesting, but let's see. This is about a feminine. It's almost like she's like sayonara. And I say that, sayonara, I don't know where that came from, to the Emperor. What is going on here? So this man has this heart and head decision with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. But really, there's so much Leo energy going on. I don't know if anyone else is realizing this. I don't know if it means something's going to happen in August. I literally woke up today wanting to say Leo, Leo, Leo. When I did the reading today for Sagittarius, I literally wanted to say Leo, but I knew it wasn't for Leo, but Leo was on the tip of my tongue. So we do have a great match here. We do have an Emperor as well, someone who is full of responsibilities. We do have this Queen of Wands energy. I just feel like it's saying like that's that matching wand energy. Here's that woman that has herself together, doing her things too, taking her action. This woman, this female energy here, this Queen of Wands energy, there's something about her not wanting to be tied up anymore and wanting to just enjoy life and just be free with this card, the Seven of Cups. And then with the Princess of Wands, it's almost like she's, because, it's like she's waiting, right? But I get the vibe, like she doesn't want to wait. Like she's turned her back here in the sense that she's like, I don't want to wait for your message. I don't want to wait for your love letters. I don't want to wait for your flowers. Like I just want to have fun and free and be free. Almost like be free from this emotional situation with the faucet running there. Interesting. Okay, healing at the bottom, like be free from these emotions because the Divine Feminine is that Queen of Cups energy, really. Let's see what I'm missing here. You cut a Leo off for lying 8/18/81. I just feel like we have our own karma, so we still do. We need the time to figure our life, and they need the same. Yeah, we do have our own karma to deal with. I did let him know we can count on me for support, that I will always be his life partner. Well, that's nice. And then you stop talking to him. I don't like those conversations, to be honest. Like, that's great that you said that. But I feel like, the person kind of knows you'll always be there type of thing. And I just don't like saying that before cutting someone off. Like, I'll always be here. To me, that's almost another tie, another string. You can always be there. You kind of don't have to say so much of it because it's almost like, there you go, looping another responsibility. You'll always be there. There's your word, and you can go be free. I don't know. I don't like that for me. But everyone do it their own way. And that's the thing. You can't fuck this up. You really can't. But what you can do is not make any decisions and not do anything. And then things are going to be changing at a rapid pace and you have no control over it because you didn't set the intention for it. Just as I said, like the best thing to do the intention for would be to be happy. I just want happiness. And then everything should pretty much fall into place. Tell us more. Is there any more here? Like we have this woman. Okay, let me get into this again. This woman, she's active like him. Like they have that same energy. She's a go-getter. She goes and does stuff too. She wants to have fun though. She doesn't want to sit around and wait for this emperor who's constantly on his throne type of thing. Like he always has to delegate or something like that. He's always there taking these responsibilities. And she's like, when can we have fun type of an energy here with this Seven of Cups because she's flying around. Tell us more about the Queen of Wands here. That's what I want. Something flipped over. The Wheel of Fortune. This is about a wish coming in. And I say that because I see the shooting star. And then underneath, look what we had, the Two of Cups. Just stay focused on your dream. And we have the Chariot underneath. Stay focused on your dream. But it's like whatever's going to come, it's like it comes rushing in. Look at it. It's like it's like boom. Like that. Comes rushing in. It's a man, by the way. For whoever this woman is, it's a man that she's dreaming of. Stay focused on your dreams. Stay loving yourself. Oh, I love this. I love this situation. So when I see this, the Justice card, but more importantly, I see the Devil in reverse. Love it. And the Two of Wands. And what this tells me is that this masculine is no longer, like, you know, there's going to be a separation. He's no longer going to invest in a toxic situation. They were building something together, but it's toxic. This is why the separation needs to come. There needs to be a lesson. There really does. Let me flip that Devil back over. Okay, guys, I think I need to check out what's going on here, and then I'm going to go and relax a little. I've been changing my diet. I told you guys my smoothie recipe, but it's like I feel it. I feel it helping, I guess. Very, very nice, JB. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone for liking, and don't say the need to give up. It's, you know, just watch your words. But yeah, surrender. Surrender to like the I don't give a fuck anymore. I read a book. I think it's called The Power of Fuck You or Fuck Off or I Don't Give a Fuck or something like that. And the funny thing is when you stop giving a fuck, everything happens. Like that's exactly what and he's not into spiritual stuff, this writer. He's very like grouchy. But everything will happen for you once you just don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, if you feel that the person's not giving you their time or enough time, okay. But you got to get out of that feeling. I promise you, like, if you don't get happy without this person coming in to give you their time, you're going to go somewhere else and the same thing is going to happen because that would be your lesson. Are you going to complain because you're not feeling good because they're not investing the same amount of time in you? Don't invest your time in them anymore. You don't have to. But don't get mad because they're not investing in you. Just get happy. Because you'll go to someone else and you'll carry that baggage with you and you will attract it from the other person. Yeah, it's good to be in a spot where you're just like, I just have to give this to the higher power and I told you guys, July for me is the I don't give a fuck month. Like in the sense where I'm not pushing anything. It's Cancer season. There's friggin' 6 retrogrades or whatever the heck is going on. I'm letting things just sort themselves out for this month. No time, he gave you 0 time. Well, why did you, like you have to think why you're putting yourself in those positions. And then still, who cares if he gave you 0 time? Who cares? Love yourself. It really just comes down to that. Like, who cares if he gave you 0 time? Okay, that's his loss. And that's the way you kind of have to build your confidence up. There was a time when people in my life have given me 0 time. And when I changed myself, they came around. The energy, I'm living for me. That's the okay comment. Got to shake his BS. Give me 0 time. Yet we got that. And he gave them time. Who married somebody and didn't give them time? I don't know what that means. It's not you're not the fucking cop of time giving. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like if someone's going around people and not giving them time, stop focusing on that. Go in yourself. You shift it yourself. And I'm telling you, like I've done it. It's not them. It's you. I need to tag this lady. I want to do a video with this lady. She's on YouTube. I have no idea what her name is. Like, this always happens to me. You guys know. And she talks about manifesting. Just trying to think of how you guys will know who it is. She has like a doll. And it's not a tarot reader. She's not the tarot reader that has the dolls or the twin flame lady that uses those dolls, like, or any of that. But she has a doll called Jerry or whatever it is. And she talks about how everything going on is just you. It's like your own world. So you can switch everything. Literally. It makes you feel like you're not important because you don't love yourself. I have to block your negative shit because honestly, like, you got to love yourself. And I know you're just talking, but the thing is, like, it's not the other person that makes you feel unimportant. It's you. And it's so important to get that in our heads. It just really is. I went to, I don't know if you guys know Les Brown. He's a motivational speaker. I'm just trying to, and Brian Buffini, there was this motivational thing there going on. And I went to the like live, they came to my city and I went there. And Brian Buffini, I think his name is, he's married. He has like 6 kids or something. So, you know, it's a kind of an odd couple, but not really, to be honest. He's a big white guy and his wife is this beautiful, fit black woman. And he says, like, he will he disappears. He's so busy. He has a private jet. He's doing this, he's doing that. And he's like, I won't hear from my wife for like a week because she's busy. And then he'll be messaging her and he'll be like, hey, honey, like, what are we having for dinner or whatever? And she'll be like, oh, I didn't even know you're home. Like, I don't even know where you, like, I don't even care. But he was saying, like, that's where you got to get, where you're not depending on anyone else's appearance or energy or support whatsoever, whether you're married or not. Like, if you married the wrong person, go focus on yourself and do your own thing and love yourself and see where that brings you. See if there's an adjustment that's made. And if not, adjust yourself. Get yourself out of the situation. You know, if you can't take it no more and that's all you're focusing on, then yeah, get yourself out of the situation. But I guarantee if you don't do the work and you don't just put yourself in a spot where you're happy no matter what, it's going to keep coming back. Thank you. Thank you, difference and different. But yeah, I had a comment yesterday, actually, and I want to bring it up. Someone said something to me like, you're looking good and you're glowing lately or something like that. You must be a lesbian or something like that. Okay. I'm not a lesbian. I am full straight. I love men. Like, I love a man. And what would that have to do with me? Like, it was just a ridiculous comment. But I responded and said, well, actually, I'm probably glowing because as a straight woman, I have my man back in my life and it feels really good. But we have to like stop saying things like that. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would I be a lesbian because I look good? And I have nothing against any of that. I'm just not. And I've always been straight. I've always, for me, like, that's what's normal for me. And I've always been attracted to a man, or a masculine energy, I should say. But I would just think it's so weird for me to be with a woman. But someone said that yesterday, and I just thought, like, why do you have to comment? Like, to say someone's pretty, thank you so much. You know, someone said I'm cute today. That's cool. That's really nice. But yeah, some of the things on here, like, you must be a lesbian. Like, who cares anyways? Why even say that? But some people are going to start glowing. They're going to start glowing. This is what's going to happen when you come into union with your masculine, or things start happening and momentum starts building. You're going to start glowing. You're going to start having more confidence. Men are going to come all around and try to pick you up. Men or women, whatever, you know, you're into. It's something that like gets activated the more closer you're into union. I don't know how to explain it, but there's this like aura about the person. And I know because I feel the aura change. But I will walk down the street now and people will like scream things to me. Yesterday I had maybe 5 people bring up my dimples, and I haven't heard about my dimples in a long time. And I used to always hear like, oh, you're so cute, you have your dimples. 5 people, like 2 Uber drivers brought up my dimples. When does an Uber driver bring up your dimple? This will happen, and you will start glowing, and you will start looking amazing. Maybe both sexes will come and be attracted to you. Sure, maybe they will, because people will just be magnetically flocking to you. You had a lot of rumors. You just reminded me of, the Sagittarius reading. The Sagittarius karmic reading was really weird. It was about things being able to be seen after, you know, a tower moment. And it had to do with someone tinkering with either your money, your bills, your like electricity. Like someone is tinkering and taking from you, by the way. So if you're sad, you might want to watch it. Yeah. Your twin flame will, and but what I'm saying is, yeah, your twin flame makes you glow, but the more you come into union, because you'll get closer and closer and more often, and it's going to change your world. Yeah, don't forget about self-care. Don't forget to keep on manifesting. Don't forget to keep on top of it. Don't forget to have appreciation. Don't take too long of a break to rest. Like, keep your mind focused at the same time, because your mind can start wandering. Stay grounded. I walked through a whole field yesterday barefoot. Did it do anything? I'm not sure. I think I need to find like a good spot to do my grounding. Have I heard anything more from Broccoli Girl? No, but I got a cheesy smell yesterday when I was doing the readings about the girl with the Botox. So the reading yesterday, like, I just imagine someone who's put so much Botox in their lips. Like, it was not some natural, beautiful, big lips. And the part 2 to that is even weirder, because that woman might be a man. You glow no matter what. We all glow no matter what. There's a different glow when you have your union. I'll tell you that now. I glow every day of my life. I have never been such a magnet the last 2 weeks. Everywhere I go. It's on a whole new level. It's like, it reminds me like kind of when you're young, like, maybe 20, and you have that energy, but it's even more. So I'm like, oh, this is even better than being like some young magnet, which is just like you're magnetizing people just because of your youthfulness. I'm actually magnetizing people because my magnetic energy. She's appearing in your dreams. Is your twin appearing in your dreams? Oh, does it keep cutting out? I'm sorry if it keeps cutting out. It says I have full, but who knows? I'm sorry about that. We still rewards from the divine. Need to know what to do. If I go back, will I still get reward from the divine? Wonder what, if you go back, to a false relationship? The whole test, you can go back to a false twin and you can make the best of it. You really can. But then you're going to be in that karmic situation where you just wasted, and it's not waste. You might build a family, learn a whole bunch about life. It's not waste. I shouldn't say waste. But one day you might look back and be like, oh, okay, guys, I met someone yesterday. Here we go. Prime example. I was at a business meeting, and let me just think right now before I say this stuff. I didn't bring up my tarot stuff. Okay. So, because I don't want to him to watch this and see this. Not that I'm not going to give names or anything, but still. So anyhow, I was at a business meeting, but the person who connected me with the person I wanted to meet, she told me the backstory of him. And what the backstory was is that this man is married. They have 2 kids. The oldest one is like teens. But literally his wife, who is currently apparently going through menopause. And I say apparently because from what I know, and I used to be in health, menopause comes in and out for 10 years. So I don't know the background. I don't know. For me, when I hear the story, I'm like, she just doesn't want to be with him. So apparently she's going through menopause, and she said to him, you can do whatever you want. Just don't touch me. Imagine that. Imagine being in a relationship where you tell your man that, because like that, first of all, I don't believe that she wants to be with him in any way. Menopause or not, to say that, because I would imagine you would try to do something to please your guy, no matter what the state is. I don't know what menopause is about. I've met women I hang out with older women, and the ones I hang out with, none of them they are very healthy. They are very happy. None of them talk about menopause, but there was one older woman that I used to work for, and she was going through menopause, and she would bitch and complain about it all day long. And she was such a negative energy to be around. So I also feel that maybe your energy has to do with how much you suffer when you go through menopause. I don't really know because I haven't actually done it. But the thing is that, you know, he's with someone, he's staying there. He's clearly not happy in a sense. He said when we were talking, he didn't know I know that part about him, but he said his weakness, like growing up, was always women. And I'm like, well, that's a good weakness. He's like, I didn't do drugs. I didn't do liquor. He's like, I always had a weakness for women. Menopause was a breeze for you. Yeah, like that's the vibe I get from the women I vibe with. I only saw one person up close and she was just so, and she was young, to be honest. Like she wasn't even as old as the other women that I hang out with and enjoy being around. She was actually quite young, a young, grouchy realtor. I used to work for a broker. Not too young, but like, you know, she's in her 50s or whatever. But yeah, like she was just the worst energy to be around. And I think that affected the whole situation, to be honest. I feel that you on that one, everyone stare you like now. I feel you on that one, everyone stares at you like you now. I don't understand that one, that remark. Sorry. But why would you stay? So why would that man stay in that relationship? Probably for all, you know, these karmic readings we do, he just doesn't want to. For one, he loves his kids. He's extremely close to his kids. The stories he was telling me, like, they're like best friends, him and his kids, for one. So that's like, he's kind of hanging out with his buddies at home. And I guess when the wife, I guess in a sense, she made a logical decision because he's not leaving. She said, go do what you want. Don't touch me. He's not leaving. And he probably, I don't know, but he probably is going to do what he wants with other women. It's not healthy. It's sad. I feel, you know, I felt the energy of him and it was not something I would ever want to be a part of. Like in my life, I don't want that type of energy because he's a good guy. He was a good guy, but it's like he wanted to be heard. Like, you know, we listened to him speak, talking about his business and this and that, and just gave him a chance to express himself. And I think that was something he even liked. Not say do whatever. It's more mental. Still would not say do whatever. I don't know about what though. For me, sometimes I say do whatever, yeah. Because you can't fuck it up really, technically. But you can pick a shitty path and then be stuck there. That's, you know, you go one way, you go the other. And you learn. That's most important. You learn. And you learn by actually completing the lessons. That's the important part. So you actually have to let some people go sometimes that you don't want to. Or you have to just trust in the universe that things will work out. We all have to do it. And sometimes you just have to let the person go because they have shit to take care of first before they can be with you. And it's so true. Like I saw a reading like that recently. I don't even know who. It might have been Sal or something. I think his name is Sal. But he was saying, I remember it was actually really good reading. I wanted to tell everyone. But he was saying the person, it was a great example for anyone in a twin flame situation where they have ties to stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a woman. You know, we had that comment and that guy saying he's still fucking his karmic. I know firsthand people that actually are very in their karmic's life, but not having sex. I just gave you guys an example. That man is not fucking his wife. He's also not in love with the divine feminine. He hasn't met some other woman to knock him off his whatever and wake him up. But he's still not fucking his wife and living with her, right? But I hear about this situation all the time happening. So don't doubt that it can happen. But some men, let's just say the man I just gave you an example of, he's a good guy. I can just read it. If he was going to move on into another relationship. Let's use him as an example, a good man with kids that he's in love with and kids that are his best friend. Would he not want to cut those ties properly before moving into the next relationship? Like a respectable man, like that's him, that's his energy. He's a good boy, like a good man, whatever, like good boy to good man, like just that calm, nice energy. Would a man like that, like I would think he would want to make sure, okay, hon, we're going to get a divorce. Kids, I want to tell you, like, I love you, but things are going to change right now. We're slowly going to be changing this. We're not going to be living together soon. Stuff like that. My phone does wrong things sometimes. Sometimes like people do. And I remember, like, I think it was Sal doing the video and he was saying something like, this person is the type of person that is not going to move on to another situation until they have fully cut the other one. But they are aware that that's what's going to be happening. So this is like the overall energy. That it was the best sentence I heard. I'm not saying it correctly, but I was like, that's really the overall twin flame energy for like certain men there. Certain men, why haven't they left? Because they fully want that cut. That's why. Before they can go fully put themselves into a new relationship. It's true. It's got to be done with love. It does have to be done with love. Because remember, the person, these men did love that woman. And they do love that woman. It's not even about did. These men are not going to, for many of them, they do love their karmics. For many of them, the karmics aren't extra evil. They might be like, they did things for the wrong reason. But some of them are not extra evil. And, Craig, that just, oh my gosh, my concentration here. Where was I going with that? Oh, they do love them. They do. They have love. They're good people. They love the world. Like they're just like us. Like, I don't want to let someone go without love either. If I had someone, like, I would want to cut the ties as nicely as possible. And to be honest, for example, with my false twin, it took a long time to get over the whole situation, but we did leave on good terms. And, he said his last thing was to me, because he did some things that were just so annoying. And I'm like, you're just so annoying. Like, because he was trying to make me jealous, bringing girls around, my friends and stuff like that, or our establishments, our businesses. And I was just like, that's so rude. Like, don't do that. And he said something to me like, I wish that we could at least communicate civilly. And I said, we can. Like, I'm able to communicate civilly. I just ask you not to bring people like around where I am that you're dating. Like, we just like stop talking. Like, just go do your thing. You live on the other side of the city. There's no reason for you to come on my side of the city, and I'll do my thing. So we left it off like that. We didn't hurt each other's feelings. Like, we left off on good terms, in other words. And that was helpful because that was our last conversation. There was nothing to attach us to each other. There was no argument or no like craziness anymore. Like, we cut it off civilly and respectfully to cut our relationship, even with our kids, and fake like she hasn't. Remember, there's all different types of karmics. These are lessons, I'm happy I went through all my karmic bullshit when I was young. I learned those lessons. I've been in those karmics' shoes. I've been the woman that fights for the man who really, I just wanted to like kind of control the situation when I really think about it. Like, it wasn't about, I should have just been let go. I should have just said let go, but it wasn't. My lesson was to hang on and to attach myself in an unhealthy way to a person, and to learn from that person. Like, the person I'm thinking of as the example right now, he is my biggest teacher. He was one of my first boyfriends, and I've spoke of him on here to you guys. He was one of my biggest teachers because we learned so much from each other. He learned so much from me too. He would probably, I don't know how spiritual he is, but if he was, he would say I'm definitely his biggest teacher. I drove him crazy. I drove him crazy, which drove him to learn about himself. And now he knows, he is such a master manifestor. He knows exactly what he wants and he does it and he sticks to it. He's very neutral. He's Sagittarius, my opposite. That is blinding. This is a soul contract that is blinding until terms otherwise are made with God if you're not happy. I don't know. Not getting religious factors on here right now. I just don't have time sometimes for comments anymore, guys. I'm not trying to be rude ever. And to be honest, I'm the type of person, if like we have a little like whatever, I'm fine after. I'm fine right after. Not trying to be rude. And I see like God words, and I don't have time to censor or watch or monitor all that. So it's just easier to be like, sorry, no. Um, about hurting others at a young age. Yeah. That was that guy I'm talking about. I hurt him so bad. And I remember he started getting anxiety when he was with me. Like he got that disorder, I guess you can call it, like where you're like shaking and like, I didn't know he had anxiety. He didn't have anxiety before me, but I remember him telling me, because we were so attached. We would have times apart and then back and back and back. And when I would come back once, he said to me, like, I started having anxiety. I had to start seeking counseling. And I remember I couldn't believe it. I was so hurt that I did that. I never treated another person the way I treated him. And that was like one of my first boyfriends. So it was really good that I learned that, because I never wanted to be responsible for someone having to go to counseling or have anxiety where they're shaking. This is like a UFC fighter, like pretty much that's what he was. And he was shaking, and he did it. He did it right in front of me when I freaked out on him after that. And like, I saw what I was creating and I felt very bad about it. So no matter how bad it got after that with my, the new lessons I had to learn, I never did the same thing that I did to him. And him and I are still friends. And when I told him that, like years later, I brought it up and I'm like, I never do what I did to you to anyone else. He was so happy. And he was like so grateful that I learned a lesson. And he just said, I think he said like, that's really good. But yeah, you have to learn, right? Being through the same too took me a long time to forgive myself. I guess it kind of took me time to forgive myself. It did, because I actually would apologize to him all the time. He was such a good person. He still is. We don't talk. We talk like once a year, once every other year. Just because we went through so much, like we'll always have that bond. No attraction anymore whatsoever, which is crazy because what we came from. But yeah, so it's a special bond. And yeah, I learned from it, and we have to heal people and heal ourselves. And I learned that like literally like 20s, like 20. So thank God I learned that, because it still took me years to like really get to this spot. I still had thousands of lessons. No, I'm not married. I've only been engaged once. Yes, we're healers. Yes. Okay, so yours learned a lot from you as well. And it just keeps on going. Like, even the people after him that I did, we learned from each other. But no one will ever be the lesson like that guy was for me. My first, and we did that on and off for like 4 or 5 years. Like, we were crazy in love, kids. Why do I have my ring on my finger? All of my rings are from my mother. And I put them on whatever finger I want to put them on. This is not when I get married, I'm going to have a tattoo. I'm not going to have a ring. I already know that. I have no tattoos, but when I get married, I'll have a name there. So all of my jewelry, like anything you see with me, like that's like jewelry, this side is mine. It's all from my mom. It's all been in our family for a very long time. And whenever you see me have a ring, it doesn't sometimes I wear this ring here. I wear it wherever. Today I put it on my ring finger, everyone calls it. It's opal. That's my birthstone, or one of them. And my mom actually designed this ring. She didn't design all of them, but this one she actually designed. And yeah, so when I wear my rings, I don't care if it's on my ring finger. I actually like it on my ring finger. I met him in person. It was a very weird. I met him somewhere I had been going for years, but it was 2 floors. The spot, the building I met him in, there's 2 floors. I didn't know he was the owner, and I had been going there for years. And there was a flood in the basement. So this time I went up to the 2nd floor because I had to, because everything was moved up to the 2nd floor, which is where the offices are. And I went with a friend and she had to get some stuff. And I was just sitting there waiting for her. And he came in the room and I paid attention to him. I'll tell you, I know I paid attention to him because I actually, during that time I was in school through the city. The city had a course going for a grant. And I remember going back to my teacher, who I was not even close with, and talking about him to her. And I said, I met this person at a shop, and I think that, they're the owner, and I should have asked them to put my product on the shelf. And she was like, oh, you don't know anything about him. Why are you like assuming? She was saying that to me, and I'm just like, I was brushing it off. I'm like, you're right. Like, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't the owner, maybe not. And then on my last day of work at the juice shop, I was ready to quit. And the funny thing is, someone came in and I wanted to ask them a question before, and I had missed the opportunity to ask them the question. And they came in and I said to myself, into the juice shop, I said, you're not going to miss that opportunity again. So I asked that person the question I had. Okay, day goes on. So I'm already planning to give my notice at the end of the day. And who comes in? The guy from the shop. And my first thought was, you're not going to miss this opportunity this time. You ask him to put the product on his shelf. And he came up to the counter and I said, hi. I'm like, I think I know you're an owner of a shop. And right away, like, I don't know, his voice, he's like, I'll take it. He didn't even ask. He'd like what it was. He's like, I'll take it. I'll put it on my shelves. And I was like, no. Like, wait, look at the pictures. Look at the product. He's like, I'll take it. But he looked, but he's like, I'll take it. And then we started hanging out from there. So we started off on work, but it was not like, you knew right away. We knew right. He knew before me. I knew, but I was in denial because I just got out of a relationship. So I was like, there's no way I'm meeting someone right now. There's no way that God is going to send me a new person right now. And I was just like, no way. Like, I thought that I was in like this special relationship before. But yeah. And, and just like the twin flame journey, pretty much we were brought together and then separated for a while. And, that did happen. Runner chaser part of the journey. Yeah. During the runner chaser part, now that I sit back and look at it, I had a lot to learn. So you have to heal. You have to do your thing. But don't stress. Don't take it so seriously. Don't take it so personally. Just like truly learn how to raise your vibration is the best advice I can give you, because it is true what they say. It does attract things to you. You get what's on your vibration. And if your masculine is not on your vibration, you might actually send that energy out and lift him up like magnetically with your energy. But if I would do it again, like, or my advice to myself would be to relax and learn to raise your vibration, because it's like having a lot of power right there. And when you start being able to manifest, your confidence grows, everything happens. That's what I would suggest. Okay, guys, but welcome to Kowat. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go, guys. And union as an effect of the eclipse. I'm smelling. Maybe union isn't an effect of the eclipse, but it is like a byproduct because of the fact that things are getting pushed out. So things are clearing the way. So in that sense, yes, like, I don't know if the eclipse is like going to be like, okay, now you're like in union and that's why. But I do believe the eclipse is pushing things out and clearing the way. Some things are getting pushed out. Some things are not. Partial eclipse. Okay, bye, guys. Thanks so much. Bye for now. Thank you for all your likes. Ciao. Have a really good rest of your Tuesday.